Imagine waking up one morning to find that everything we thought we knew about human history, our origins, our progress, our timeline, might be wrong. Beneath the deserts, deep under the ocean, and hidden within jungles that swallow entire cities, there are whispers of civilizations so ancient, so advanced, and so mysterious that their existence could rewrite everything we understand about humanity's past. This is not the history you learned in school. This is the forgotten story of lost worlds, civilizations that flourished before the rise of Egypt, before Mesopotamia, before the first recorded kings carved their names into stone. Our journey begins not with written records, but with ruins that defy explanation. Temples cut from single blocks of granite weighing hundreds of tons. Precise astronomical alignments older than the stars they track. And myths that echo across continents, all hinting that something extraordinary once existed and then vanished. In the sands of Turkey stands Göbekli Tepe, a vast megalithic temple complex built around 11,000 years ago, 6,000 years before Stonehenge. Its builders carved intricate animal figures into towering limestone pillars, arranged in circles with mathematical precision. Yet these were supposed to be hunter-gatherers, people without metal tools, without agriculture, without cities. Who taught them architecture, astronomy, and engineering? Why did they bury their masterpiece under layers of soil, as if protecting it from time itself? The same questions haunt the Andean highlands, where the ruins of Tiwanaku and Pumapunku defy logic. Enormous stone blocks, some weighing over 100 tons, fit together with laser-like accuracy, forming interlocking patterns that modern engineers struggled to replicate even with advanced machinery. Local legends speak of gods descending from the sky, teaching men how to shape stone as if it were clay. Could these be echoes of an advanced pre-Andean civilization lost to Cataclysm? And if so, what happened to them? The story continues across the seas to the depths of the Indian Ocean, where off the coast of India lies the submerged city of Dwarka, described in the Mahabharata as the glittering kingdom of Lord Krishna. For centuries, it was dismissed as mythology, but recent underwater excavations have revealed the foundations of massive stone walls, roads, and structures beneath the waves, dating back at least 9,000 years. How did such an advanced city exist when most of the world was still living in small, primitive villages? Could rising sea levels after the last ice age have swallowed entire civilizations, erasing them from memory until only myths remained? Then there is the mysterious Yonaguni monument off Japan's coast, a vast underwater structure with terraces, steps, and columns resembling a sunken city. Scientists debate whether it's natural or man-made, yet its symmetry and sharp angles suggest human design. If Yonaguni was indeed built by people, it would mean an advanced maritime culture existed thousands of years earlier than recorded history acknowledges. What would that say about our ancestors' knowledge of engineering and navigation? In the jungles of Central America, the Maya and Olmec civilizations left behind cities aligned with the stars, calendars so accurate they predicted celestial events thousands of years in advance, and myths that speak of previous worlds destroyed and reborn. Were they recording their own history, or the memory of an even older world passed down through time? Across the globe, ancient texts from every culture seem to echo the same haunting refrain, a golden age lost in a great flood or catastrophe. The Sumerian king list speaks of kings who ruled for tens of thousands of years before a great deluge. The Bible tells of Noah's flood. The Hindu texts describe Manu surviving a world-consuming flood. The Aztecs, the Greeks, the Egyptians all tell of a time when gods or advanced beings walked among mortals and their civilizations fell into ruin. Could these shared memories point to a real event, A cataclysm that wiped out a global civilization around the end of the last ice age, some 12,000 years ago? Modern science may be starting to catch up with these myths. Around 12,800 years ago, the Earth experienced a sudden cooling event known as the Younger Dryas, likely caused by a massive comet impact or a series of cosmic explosions. This triggered floods, fires, and chaos on a global scale, melting ice sheets, raising sea levels, and erasing coastlines. Could it be that this was the very catastrophe remembered in legends as the Great Flood? And if so, what knowledge, what records, what cities were lost beneath the rising waters? Off the coast of Cuba, sonar scans have detected vast geometric structures under the ocean, resembling pyramids and roads. Near Malta, mysterious megalithic temples and subterranean tunnels suggest a culture far older than the Egyptians. In Sardinia, the Nuragic civilization built thousands of stone towers with unknown purpose, possibly remnants of a much larger prehistoric network. And in the deserts of Egypt and Sudan, the discovery of forgotten pyramids, smaller, older, and more eroded, hint that the story of pyramid building began long before the pharaohs. Yet mainstream archaeology remains cautious, often dismissing these anomalies as coincidences or misinterpretations. But how many coincidences does it take before we begin to question the narrative? The deeper we dig, the more we find evidence of advanced craftsmanship, mathematical precision, and global connections that should not exist in the ancient world. Stones quarried from miles away, aligned to celestial bodies with millimeter accuracy, or inscriptions using symbols found across continents separated by oceans. How did knowledge spread so far and so fast in a supposedly primitive world? Could there have been a global civilization? Perhaps not in the modern sense, but a network of cultures sharing technology, trade, and astronomical knowledge long before recorded history began. And if so, who were they, and why did they vanish? The answer might lie not just in ruins, but in our DNA. Genetic studies have revealed unexpected links between ancient peoples, between Siberians and Native Americans, between Polynesians and South Americans, between prehistoric Europeans and North Africans. These genetic bridges hint that humanity was far more connected than our maps suggest. Migration, trade, or shared origins? Perhaps all three. And what of the myths that speak of teachers from the stars or gods descending from the heavens? While often dismissed as allegory, could they encode memories of real encounters? Perhaps with survivors of lost civilizations who reintroduced forgotten knowledge to scattered human tribes. Imagine the survivors of a global cataclysm carrying fragments of their technology and wisdom to the corners of the earth, planting seeds of civilization that would one day bloom into Egypt, Sumer, and the Indus Valley. Perhaps that is why these early cultures appeared suddenly, seemingly out of nowhere, already possessing complex writing, mathematics, and architecture. If history is a puzzle, then the missing pieces lie buried beneath oceans, deserts, and time itself. Consider the great Sphinx of Giza, weathered by rain long before Egypt became a desert, suggesting it predates the pharaohs by thousands of years. Or the precision of Machu Picchu stonework, whose builders shaped granite blocks to fit perfectly without mortar, enduring earthquakes that crumble modern cities. These are not the works of mere coincidence or random chance. They are the fingerprints of knowledge that someone, somewhere once mastered and that we have yet to fully rediscover. And what if all of this, Göbekli Tepe, Pumapunku, Dwarka, Yonaguni, the Sphinx, are not isolated miracles of human creativity, but fragments of one lost story? A story erased by time, remembered only through myth, and waiting to be rewritten by those who dare to look deeper. As we piece together the evidence, a pattern begins to emerge. Humanity's journey is not a straight line from primitive to advanced, but a cycle of rise, fall, and rebirth. Civilizations bloom, achieve wonders, and collapse, leaving behind whispers of their existence. We are not the first to gaze at the stars with curiosity, to carve meaning into stone, to dream of immortality through art and architecture. The past may hold echoes of us, our ambition, our hubris, our resilience. Perhaps the real mystery is not that lost civilizations existed, but that we have forgotten them. Every discovery, every unearthed ruin, every deciphered symbol brings us closer to remembering who we really are. So as we stare into the abyss of prehistory, we are not just looking back, we are looking at ourselves, reflected in the mirror of time. The lost civilizations of Earth may have vanished, but their spirit endures. In every question we ask, in every stone we turn, in every story we tell. And maybe, just maybe, the next great chapter of human history will not be about what we build, but about what we rediscover. About the forgotten empires that once ruled the earth, and how their ghosts still shape the world we live in today.